I think I know what happened with the last live stream. I think YouTube's doing it to me again. I think that our chat was broken again. Or at least I'm hoping so, because if not, I just cut a live stream on 4 viewers for nothing. If that's the case, sorry guys. I really am sorry. But with the fact of how many technical difficulties and bugs we've been running into with the fact of these live streams, hey cops, question, were you one of the 4 viewers on the last live stream? Please tell me that you were. Because I swear, I think YouTube broke my fucking chat system again on the last live stream. Again. Okay, then yeah, I was just sitting here in a fucking blank room with no messages going across the board again, like the fucking stream before last. Well, like 3 streams back when it freaking broke on me, and I don't know why it keeps doing it, but apparently it's fixed itself, so yay, we're gonna go with that. Yeah, because like I said, like 25 minutes in, 4 viewers and no messages, that wasn't sitting right. Something was off, and no, it wasn't helping with the mood. Because, yeah, that was screwing with me. But yeah, apparently they broke my damn chat again. I have no fucking clue what's going on with that. It's driving me nuts. YouTube, do better. Yeah, it should be good now. I mean, it's working now. I mean, the last time this happened and they broke my chat, the next live stream after that went through perfectly fine. Hey, M&G, thanks. Thank you, yes. I'm so fucking glad you guys are here. Because I swear, I felt like I was just talking to an empty room again, and it drives me fucking crazy every time. Anybody that has even remotely begun to know me so far over the last 4 weeks, if I'm in a room talking to myself, it's not good. But yeah, apparently I guess it's worked itself out. I don't know what's going on with these bugs. These bugs are driving me nuts. Talking to an empty room is driving me... Please be one that I can mess with. I would love to burn off some steam. Nope, that's local. Shit. Alright. M&G, cops, do me a favor. Take over chat for a minute. I have to mute this. Okay, no, it wasn't meant for me, but they will get their message in due time. Hey, King, how's it going? Jason, I swear, if Musk buys me a new computer, I would laugh my ass off. The man just got in trouble for having his kid at the White House. And it wasn't by the White House staff, it was by his own fucking wife. Well, his other half, the kid's mom. So, if he's out of the doghouse and he can buy me a computer, I would love one. Hi, Russia. How's it going? I have so many questions I would love to ask you, but I don't want to get you in trouble with your leader. Like straight up, I would love... Hi, Emma. How's it going? Hey, you guys, do me a favor. Understand, I'm really glad that our viewers are up at like 34 right now, but guys, if you're under 18, you gotta bounce. 18 and over for the stream. I didn't have a chance to get down the description and all that today. Things have been running sideways all day long, but yeah. Hey, King, you sent all the snow back to us. Wait, my camera's not visible? Nah. Oh, that's out of Illinois. Alright. There's a high likelihood that's probably just as... Yeah, like I was saying, I figured that... I figured Aniket was just freaking trying to troll me on that. But yeah, I I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Okay, okay. If the camera's visible and it's really what's happening, it's a signal today. King sent all of his snow. King sent the snow back to us. So yeah, our camera's a little broken today, guys. I'm sorry. It's a signal issue. We're probably uploading back at like 0.4 megabits per second again. It doesn't mean that I'm not able to keep up with the chat. It just means that we may have some graininess, and yeah, it might just be one of those days. Yeah, exactly. And you just had to share it, right, King? Right? Because we were doing really good, man. And then I turned around and walked out last night. There was no snow on the ground, but everything was starting to freeze over. And then I wake up this morning and everything's covered in a layer of white. Hi, Joey. Yeah, I know. We can keep the snow, right? I miss the days where the only time I would run into the snow was if I was turning around and climbing up into the mountains. Wow. We just went from like 30 odd down to 12. Yeah. Oh, my day's going good, Joey. We're having one of those days. It's a slow day, it's a snow day, it's a cold day, but we're doing. Hi, Sissy. Dude, I think half the stuff that man talks about in general is nuts. I mean, come on. Has anyone actually paid attention to anything that our government has been saying in the last, like, I don't know, 10 to 15 years? And the amount of, like, crazy psychotic shit that has come out of their mouths? I mean, come on. FEMA took 5 days to get water to the Superdome. 5 days to get water to the Superdome. Anyone who lives in the U.S., you know that should have never been a problem. I mean, National Worldwide Relief Organization took 5 days to get water to the Superdome. So yeah, I'm sure there's probably some crazy shit that I haven't heard yet. They're planning on draining a swamp. Do they understand the ecological damage that will cause? Like, straight up, do they not understand what that will do to the natural ecosystem surrounding that area for hundreds of thousands of miles? Like, man, I grew up in the realm of, like, California, save the fucking wildlife, save the fucking nature. Only you can prevent forest fires. Yeah, thanks a lot, Smokey. Our state's burning down now because of that. But, man. Oh, the government swamp. Oh, the government swamp. Okay, the metaphorical swamp. Now, that's a whole different story. They want to go clean house in government, and they want to turn around and get people that need to be out of office. They need to replace people that need to be replaced. Go right on the fuck ahead and do that. Because honestly, it's about time for our government to have an overhaul. Now, I just hope it's the right people in charge of doing it when it's done. Because that could go both ways. That could either really severely fix the system, or it can make it severely even worse than it already is. But yeah, if they want to drain the government swamp, go right ahead and do it. I mean, come on. We have people in the House of Representatives right here, right now, that have been doing the same job for 60 years. 6 decades that they've been in office. Think about how much shit has changed in the last 6 decades. Yeah, exactly. As long as they can trick the younger generation, they don't care what the older generation thinks. They figure they'll be dead soon. Yeah. Yeah, exact. Not the problem is for those that grew up. Okay, now hear me out. Yes, I am a millennial. Okay, I do not like that title one fucking bit because I didn't grow up with my parents. I grew up with my grandparents. You know, the generation that raised the generation that bore us. They think a whole fucking lot differently than we do now. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. I mean, come on. Our grandparents' generation was a take no shit generation. They did not put up with bullshit. If they had a problem, they fucking stood face to face with it and turned around and said, all right, let's go. The days where you could have a clean fight in the street, an honest one-on-one fist fight, and not have 20 people turn around and say, all right, you're beating up on our buddy, we're going to turn around and jump in. Nah. The days where there was honor and respect and courage. Those are the days that I miss. Yeah, exactly. They've tried to brainwash me before. Okay? Don't get me wrong, I see the propaganda machine as it plays. But look long enough at history. There's a reason they call it history. It's his story. It is written by the victor. Ask the people who lost their side of the story. You'll always get a different answer. Yeah, there is a few young wise people, but even I have to admit, I'm starting to fear for the future generations. Yeah, exactly. Gen X, the take no shit generation. Okay, here's the thing. Anyone that knows me knows that the word conspiracy, well, the term conspiracy theorist, okay? Conspiracy theorist was coined. Mind you, it was a term that was made up and coined in the newspapers back in just shy of the Roswell era, okay? Just shy of what happened in Roswell. It was back when they were originally talking about crescent shaped flying craft in the skies. The news media at that point turned around and coined the term conspiracy theorist to denounce critical thinkers. That's all a conspiracy theorist is a critical thinker. Whether they're on the right track or the wrong track, they're still thinking critically. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of conspiracies that I think are just a bunch of fucking hocus pocus crap. But there's quite a few others where if I could say what I know, yeah, might change some opinions. But there's some shit that I know that I probably shouldn't know because the ones that taught it to me probably shouldn't have taught me. Um, that's a toss up always. Like I said, there are some things that AI systems can really help with on content creation. There are some things that AI is sometimes best left out of. But yeah. Um, Joey, stop what? Joey, no, don't be sorry, don't be sorry. Question, how old are you? Like, honestly, legitimately. Joey, buddy, respectfully, okay? I hate to do this, but you gotta go, buddy. You're too young for the channel. I don't want to get in trouble with your dad or your mom for turning around and saying something that shouldn't be said around a 10-year-old. Yeah, buddy. I'm sorry. You gotta go. See, I want to believe you. I really want to believe you. But I don't. Nah, man. I'm sorry. I can't take the chance on that one, Joey. I'm sorry. Joey, if you were honestly 20, man, you should have ran with 20. That should have been your first response. But when you say 10 and then you change the age, man, I gotta assume it's like my little brother. When he'd get told that he was too young, he'd automatically want to turn around and change his age and make it higher so that way he wasn't. So, yeah, if you were 20, man, I'm sorry, but later, Joey. NNG. Typos, typos. And yeah, King, I know the numbers up there lie to me all the time. The numbers up there are always lying. Um, Joey didn't remove that one. No, Joey did not remove that one. That was one of those where Joey turned around and ended up having the hidden on the channel. I mean, don't get me wrong, if he was 20, I'm sorry, but you should have ran with that for your first answer, because anytime I ask someone their age, if they're over 18, I will accept just an over 18, okay, as an answer. But if you give me a number anything under 18, and I don't know you well enough to know that you're joking with me, I'm going to take that shit seriously, and, well, I may lose a viewer out of it, but it's better than getting in trouble with YouTube. But yeah, I know the numbers up there are lying, King. I mean, but that might be another reason why my views keep dropping, because apparently, I guess, YouTube dictates that if we have a bunch of views from the same person during a set amount of time, that they might remove those views. And I've been having some views removed off of my last videos. Yeah, exactly, Sissy. Like I said, I couldn't take that risk. I mean, I'm all for a good joke. I'm all for a good game. But, future warning to any fewer viewers. If I ask your age, I'm legitimately asking 18 or over. Because if anyone answers under 18 and I don't know you well enough to know that you're joking with me, I'll boot you just for the general cause of it. Because I don't want to have that issue of children on the channel. But yeah, my brother's done that same exact thing where reality's sake is back when he was younger, he'd turn around and, 10, 11 years old. Well, how old are you? 10, 11. Turn around and get told he has to go, and then all of a sudden it's like 13, 14. Those moments. I've dealt with that game as I was growing up with him. No. Yeah, there's definitely more than 3 people. ERFGT, I'm sorry I didn't call you off earlier, but I also kind of didn't notice that you were there, but I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you for showing up. Yes, how did the olive tree cutting go? Because from what I've heard, the olive trees smell great when they're cut. And I lost my ashtray. Where did... Okay, so we're just going to have one of those days today. Alright. Oh, if it's not one thing, it's another. If it ain't one thing, it's another. But no, From ugly tree to beautiful painting. Yeah, I'm sure it didn't look like the same tree afterwards. Once they're pruned up and they're trimmed up, they usually look a whole lot better. Oh, ugh. I hate resin. I really hate resin. But Canna can't do another live stream sober. Canna tried his last 1 or 2 live streams sober. That didn't go well. So if that means Canna has to burn resin, Canna has to burn resin. M&G with the right idea. Though I'm not sure if the olive oil is actually pressed out of the limbs themselves, or if that's strictly from the fruit. Because strangely enough, I want to say, if I remember correctly, that olives are considered a fruit. They're in that weird list. They're not in the legume family, I know that much. Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure you could probably press out some of the juice from the tree itself, from the branches themselves, and it would probably smell amazing. But it just wouldn't be food grade. Yep. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you could probably still get olive tree oil out of it, like essential oil, just not the cooking oil. And I just watched that. I saw the flicker across the screen, and that wasn't a lighting glitch. That just tried to crash again. Oh, I bet there's nothing more delicious than something that has either been properly dealt with to be preserved and handed off, and or something fresh off the tree. I mean, I miss the orange groves that we used to have in Rialto in California when we turned around and we still had the orange groves going. I miss them. I used to just walk by and pick one off the branches I was walking by after school, you know. Some of the best oranges I ever had. Sweet, juicy, big. Not those tiny things we get in the damn store now. And no, I don't mean tangerines or nectarines. I know that was smaller than an orange as a figure of speech. But no, I know the numbers up there lie. I mean, the likes actually tell the truth, at least. That much I've noticed. The likes actually do level out with where they say at the end of the video. But the viewer numbers up there? Nope. Nope. Bob! You're back! Hi! Banana! Banana papoy! But yeah. Hi, Bob! Yeah, I know. Winter oranges taste like crap. They don't have... I don't know what it is. I think it's something about the amount of sunlight that they get that they don't produce that chemical or that enzyme or whatever that gives them that just so flavor. Yes, Bob. Yes, I remember you. I remember you. You're the only one in chat that turns around and doubles back with the banana jokes. Like I said, man, every time I hear your name, the first thing that happens is like 3 minions run by. One has a banana, the other one's chasing them, and the third one is running and yelling papoy. I've watched too many fucking Minions over the years, man. For real. But yeah, I remember you. Oh, man. Okay, so well, I can't actually use the timer up there to pay attention to time anymore now. What time is it? It's 3:22 now. So that's 2 minutes late. Okay, so I got a rough timer again. Okay, might be here when you get back. Because it really just tried to cut the stream on me hard that time. But it's a new stream, so that doesn't count towards the 4 count. That's only 1. If it crashes more than 4, me and my internet provider are going to have words. Because there's absolutely no reason that it should be doing that. Not when I'm like halfway to the farthest extent that the tower can reach. Mind you, we're talking the cell tower, not a modem tower. But yeah, we're at like half the distance for what the maximum reach is for that cell tower. There should be no issue with the fact of my signal right now. And it's starting to get me batty. Because I don't like calling companies to complain about their service. But if I have to, I gladly will. Yeah, I know, right? I actually wonder about Starlink sometimes because, let's get real, right now there are more Starlink satellites in the sky right here, right now, than there are any other internet service provider, any other cable company, any other internet company, any other fucking cell, down the list. Starlink has more satellites than all of them combined up there, and it's still getting better signal in some of the crappiest places in the world, compared to like T-Mobile in the center of the US right next to a cell tower. Dude, I agree with you. I am so tired of internet companies. I am so tired of cell phone companies. I mean, for real. Fuck's sake. Make sat phones fucking work like a damn modern day phone. Get a sat phone that is able to be a flat screen, and there would never be another problem. Ever. Because sat phones don't go down. Well, they do, but that's a very rare occurrence. And you know your shit's been fucked with at that point if it did. The only way this fucking sat phone should go down is if the battery dies. But the minute it's turned back on and it's got power, it should be able to hook up and connect no problem. But yeah, I've thought about that more than once, about the fact of Starlink and what would possibly happen if I was actually able to get my hands on Starlink. I mean, come on. I let Look, I'm not going to say I agree with everything that Elon stands for. Okay? I'm not going to say that. Because if I did, I'd be lying. But I will say, yeah, I know it ain't cheap. I know it ain't cheap. It's one of the more expensive ones out there. I mean, granted, those that are boondocking and are doing the whole van life thing and turning around and refurbishing the fact of the RVs and the school buses and down the fucking list, yeah, I get it. But they're saving so much money in the process by the time everything's finally finished that it makes that more affordable. But yeah, it definitely ain't cheap. But I bet you for the price, it is totally worth the service. Like, for real, I bet you for the price, it is totally worth the service. Because I've heard very few bad statements about Starlink in its whole entire lifetime that it's been a thing. Like I said, I may not agree with everything that Elon says and does, but damn it, sometimes, just sometimes, the man gets it right. Hopefully Donald don't corrupt him too much. Because, man, for real, I really hope he doesn't get corrupted. Nah, see, I turn around and hear Neuralink and the ideas that they have for Neuralink, right? Does anybody else immediately think with the Neuralink program back to like, oh, I don't know, early 2000s animation and or like late 90s, it's only been 10 minutes. Why are you doing this to me? But no, does anyone else immediately think back to like Star Wars, the Clone Wars, and Captain Rex? You know, back into the inhibitor chips? You know, the things that made Order 66 able to happen? I'm sorry, guys. I'm a Star Wars nerd if you can't tell. Like, for real. If you don't know, if you haven't been able to tell from the fact of my live streams, for the fact of their thumbnails, yeah, total Star Wars nerd. I still do not agree with the fact that the books have been taken out of canon. I do not believe in the fact, nor do I agree with the fact that the extended universe should be an extended universe. I believe that should still be canon. And I really don't agree with the fact of them taking all of George's advice that he gave them for the last 3 films and throwing it out the window to make Star Wars with shittier lightsabers. Disney does not understand how a lightsaber works, do they? I mean, come on. Revenge of the Sith, okay? Go from Revenge of the Sith, then watch Star Wars number 7, 8, or 9, and tell me that Disney knows how to use a lightsaber. They're great for choreography. They're great for the dance lessons that go with it. But they really don't understand the unbridled power that is sitting there inside of their actor's hand. I mean, the thing can cut through a 4-inch plus thick steel door. And you're telling me that getting sliced across with that is not going to either bisect and or end up with you not coming back from that? I mean, come on, back to tanks are good, but they're not that good. And they didn't have them on those remote planets that they're fighting on. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I love Star Wars, but I fell into that category of people that just did not like how Disney turned around and dealt with it after. Had they actually taken George's advice, I think that it would have gotten a lot farther. I think it would have been a lot more well received. Somebody fight me down below in the comments. Because Star Wars 7, 8, and 9 is shit compared to 1 through 6. I mean, come on. Even episode 4 is better than number 7, 8, or 9. And that was without all the high-tech CG. Okay? That was without all the computer shit added in. The very beginning of computer effects. Back when Star Trek, well, if I have to give my honest opinion on Star Trek, the 2 captains that have probably earned my respect the most of all, Picard and Janeway. Picard and Janeway. It is a tough toss-up between the 2 of them as to just who really is the better captain in that whole realm. But yeah, Picard taught a lot of life lessons to young Canna growing up as to how to deal with other people and how to treat them. Spock, man, Spock is the reason that my brain works the way it does, and I just turn around and tune out the fact of the emotional shit that goes with it 9 out of 10. Because Spock made a good point. If you're acting in emotion, then you're not acting rational. because there is no ration with emotion and feeling. You know, I mean, fuck. I was even for, yeah, some of the mini series that they started with it, those were good. When they turned around and brought it back on fucking Spike originally, when they were going to turn around and try to get the animated fucking version going again, man, I was completely for it. I was completely for it. Because from the actual startup shots that they showed, that was not, like, no, that would have been worth it. I'm still angry at them that they did not give it an actual chance. I still think a lot of shows are cut too early in their existence. It's nowadays on Netflix. There's quite a few different little fucking Netflix series that I would love nothing more than for them to come up with season 2s for them, you know? But they've got this whole premise that, like, all you need is one good season. All you need is one good season. Leave them on a cliffhanger. Leave them on an edge. You know, the opening for the next season that you know is there that's never coming. There's quite a few of them out there. Shit, old school Toonami, Cowboy Bebop, the original Gundam series. You know, fuck. Anyone who likes Gundam, okay, and I can say this from experience, anybody who likes Gundam and the Mobile Suit Gundam series, go watch Iron Blooded Orphans. Point blank. Go watch Iron Blooded Orphans. Because for all of those people that watch Gundam, that swear up and down Gundam will never bring a tear to your eye, bullshit. Man, Mikazaki and me, yup, right there with him. That undying loyalty. The undying loyalty and fighting for a cause, because that cause is just the right cause to fight for. But yeah, fuck, we could sit here all day and talk about, like, late 90s, early 2000s, fuck, even some of the 80s and even some 80s and 70s for that matter, you know, because I was one of those kids that I didn't grow up watching the newer cartoons that are all pretty much crap. I grew up watching the cartoons back when Cartoon Network was actually good. Back when Boomerang was still showing all of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons and hadn't gone into the reruns of, like, early 2000s Cartoon Network. You know, that the shit. Come on, McGilla Gorilla got a gorilla. McGilla Gorilla got a gorilla for sale. How many people my age are going to remember that? Or Captain Kazoo. Or was it Captain Kazoo? Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie. And yeah, I know I just switched over to video games, but come on. How many people have turned around and played Banjo-Kazooie and can honestly state that they have? Yeah, I know, right? There are so many good shows that have been lost to history. I mean, fuck, we just sat here on property not even last week and just watched the final series finale again for, like, the 20th, 30th time of MASH. The number one most televised series finale in all of TV history. Never been topped on ratings ever for another show that has hit their series finale. The only one that even remotely got close was Breaking Bad. And that was a mind fuck. But yeah, I mean, so many good shows have gone to the historical, basically, graveyard because people quit talking about them. They quit bringing them up. They quit turning around and watching them. Or the network just moves along to the next best thing that they think is better than what they already had before. Because, progress. Oh. But yeah. Um, for a show that I wasn't even sure I was going to actually complete today, I'd say today's doing pretty good. Because I really was not sure that I was actually going to get through this stream today. I was honestly debating killing it when I killed that first stream until I realized what they were doing. Yeah, I moved the phone back down onto the actual desk instead of being up in the cubby on the desk. It's a little bit farther away from the wall, which is giving it a little bit less signal reception, fluxation, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I know there's a term for it, but I can't think of it right now. But yeah, not today, but tomorrow, I should be able to hook up to the neighbor's Verizon for their Verizon Wi-Fi service, which that seems to be about the only company out here that can actually get good service. So we're going to see about possibly running Friday's live stream on the fact of the Verizon and see how that works. Maybe possibly we might even be able to get the fact of, if not Call of Duty, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links or something like that, to be able to play in the background. So that way there's something to watch other than the 30-year-old white guy slowly going crazy in the living room by himself. But yeah, we're going to see what we can do with that. Because I guess apparently our landlord's kid had stayed connected to the internet, and it's only rated for like, I think 150 gigabytes worth of service. He had her throttled down on her internet service to like actually just a little bit lower than what my phone's maximum upload speed is. He had her throttled down to like 0.6 megabytes per second. So yeah, we'll we'll see. I really don't want to abuse the access to Verizon. I really don't. Because if there comes down to a really bad weather day and Verizon's the only thing that works, I don't want to be the reason why it's throttled down again the next time, So we'll probably keep that in reserve. But the other reason why I was thinking Duel Links is because at least it's a vertical game. It's one that actually is a vertical screen game, so it should work with the vertical live streams a little bit better. It's not going to be pulling as much of its data trying to turn around and recompress it and reformat it to the vertical stream from a horizontal screen, which in itself causes problems. I have found that one out very, very clearly over the last few times that we've tried to upload. It just, I don't know. YouTube's weird. The upload system is weird. Is what it is. Yeah, exactly, right? the pros of procrastination and all the cons that go with it. Trust and believe. We haven't even actually got the studio back in order since like last week's explosion. I'm so far behind schedule. I know I am. I know part of it's the weather. I know part of it's my mental health. I know part of it is just the fact that I put so much fucking effort into getting those videos out, and then they just pixelate when they get shown. And that in itself is enough to give me an aneurysm every single time. But like I said, I mean, the actual Call of Duty match that we got out there, we only got 24 views on it altogether. 24. Our channel has 130 odd subscribers. 140, I think, was the last check that I did. We were at 140. 24 views. But you'd watch me play for. Well, at least I know I would have one viewer that would stick around. But I swear, we're probably not going to be able to actually get any gaming in on live streams until probably March. I'm figuring March or April is about where the actual live streams for the games might come in. It depends on when the next freaking apartment's available out there in Carthage. And how that all plays out. So, but yeah, I really want to get the... Yeah, I know March is around the corner. It's not that far away. It really isn't. See, the thing is, the way the apartment complex that we're looking at, that we're trying to get into, the way that they do it is, if they have an opening, they'll usually get a hold of you like the second week of the month. So we're hoping that they'll get a hold of us by, like, I don't know, Valentine's Day, because that means that we've got a fighting chance that we'd actually be into an apartment come March. But if they don't get a hold of us, the next, like, most likely time frame after that might be like midway through March into April. I mean, they stated it themselves. It could take multiple months for another opening to come up. When we missed our shot, it really screwed us in a lot of ways. But yeah, I'm really hoping for March. I'm hoping that they either get a hold of us by the 14th or the 21st. If they get a hold of us by the 21st, I know that we'll be in no later than April, probably. Yeah, exactly. And then even when you do get that place, the stress ain't done. The stress is never over. I, I mean, I'll be straight up. The happiest and most depressed I have ever been in my life all at the same time was when I was homeless. Like, straight up. It was the happiest and most depressed stages in my life all at the same time. I have a few opinions on that, but at the same point in time, I know that part of me has to be careful about certain things that I say, because if they do happen to catch one of my live streams, the last thing I would want it to come off as is a negative rant towards them, because they've done a lot of good over the last 9 months or so. Yeah, exactly. It don't matter if you have a job or not. On average, it takes 2 to 3 full-time jobs, full-time, 2 to 3 on average, to pay most places rent and still be able to turn around and afford the rest of everything else that you need to keep going. It's why there's no such thing. Alright, take it easy, sissy. Have fun with your sister. But yeah, 2 to 3 full-time jobs to keep most places anymore. It ain't easy. Not by no means. See, right now, I've got someone that I could actually probably call and more than likely would be willing to let me come back on their roster as an assistant slash gopher for about $10 an hour. Roughly about 10 an hour. But I also know what that would do to the fucking company right now, too. Because it's a small company. It's him and his wife that run it. And reality's sake is I've ran into pay issues with that company before. But don't get me wrong, I've been tempted to turn around and then make that call. Because, truth, you gotta do something. Gotta do something. Gotta have something to do, but I can't turn around and spend just fuel cost alone to get into the fucking place. A few years back on January, full-time job, 2 months notice. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Moments like that, no, that's not fucking fun. I can't say I've been in that exact position, but I have been in scenarios very, very close to that position. I mean, let's get real. Right now, I know that there are people in California or that were in California that thought it was a great idea that they were all going to come out to fucking Missouri. Okay? I'm originally from California. The only reason I managed to deal with Missouri is because I have been living in Missouri on and off 6 months at a time for like the last 5 years. Okay, so I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm getting into when I decide to stay for the winter. And or when the family decides that we're going to stay for the winter or decide that we're not going to turn around and leave when summer starts coming to the tail end of fall. You know, I mean, we used to play California to Missouri, California to Missouri, California to Missouri every 6 months. Southern California, San Bernardino, Rialto, Inland Empire area, out in the sands. Like 2 hours out from everything that lit on fire this year. Again, for the like 10th year in a row already. Just getting worse every single time. But, yeah. Generality, Southern California, Inland Empire area. Some of the best teachers and worst schools I've ever ran into. There's a reason why I give California public schools so much shit. I'm one of those reasons. But yeah. Like 2 hours out from LA. Matter of fact, 2 hours drive time or $11.50 for a train ticket to be able to get from Rialto Station up into downtown LA, which would still take like an hour and a half on the train. Hour and a half, depending on the day. Don't get me wrong, I miss it out there, but it has gotten so fucking expensive to live in California, it's unreal. I mean, it's like 3 times more expensive than it is out here. Even on fucking low income side type shit for housing out here, it's still $300 to $400 a month on average, usually upwards of $500. California, you're looking at easily $1,200 or more per month just for a studio apartment. Strictly for a studio apartment. Not a 1 bedroom, not a 2 bedroom, A studio apartment, the equivalent of living in a modified motel room, $1,200 a month. That was the lowest price I found 3 years ago when we were there. And they've only been rising since. I mean, I love my home state, but my home state is expensive as fuck. But it's what we get for, quote-unquote, being the Republic of California, wanting to hold on to that Republic title instead of just becoming a state like the rest of the country. I mean, yeah, we're a state, but technically, my home state, and technically M&G, your home state, are the only two states right here, right now, to this day, that can leave the Union if they decide to. Like, straight up. California and Texas, the only two states in the entirety of the country that can leave the Union at any time that they see fit. It couldn't be worse than $1,500 for a one-bedroom. I mean, $1,500 to $1,800 on a one-bedroom. I'm pretty sure there's not many places that could top that. But now, I'm sure I probably wouldn't be surprised if, yeah. Because honestly, housing is just getting more expensive over the years. Fuck. Oh my god, no. Those that live in downtown areas of highly established cities, I swear, they're doing blowies in the back to make up the extra cash. It's just a joke, but it's the first thing that hits my brain. I didn't even notice your statement of 304s. Me and Cops, same page, right there, brother. Fucking downtown, Hummer-based economy, man. Straight up. It doesn't matter what downtown you're in, there's a Hummer-based economy somewhere. I better be careful, Titus might get me in trouble. Yeah, the OF economy, yeah, I know, right? Anybody and everybody can start an OnlyFans page nowadays. Dude, I bet you if Teddy started an OnlyFans page, he'd get the money. He'd get the money. And he wouldn't even have to do anything that was actually risque. That's the thing. He could literally just post photos of himself in his shorts, and I guarantee you, Ruth would pay that monthly expense. Yeah, exactly, right? I agree. And no, I'm not trying to shame Teddy, but I'm being real. I really think that he could get away with just posting photos of himself shirtless in a pair of shorts, written up like he does to fuck with the YouTube algorithm, and he'd make his money quick. And never once be in an exposing position, per se. Because, man, I'll be straight up with you. When he rides those shorts up, and I tune into stream, and I wasn't there when he did it, there are times that even I wonder if the man has pants on. Okay? For real. He's gotten me more than once tuning in on stream and realizing, oh shit, the shorts have disappeared again. Right? Right? That's all we can do is laugh about it because it's immediate. I mean, come on. I question the markers sometimes, but when you have an angry Chinese pig turning around and swallowing a sensor bar that you've drawn on yourself, I can kind of get it. Because I swear that's what it turned into. That's what it looked like, was an angry Asian pig swallowing a sensor bar. Man, our boss is a riot, ain't he? He really is. Fuck, man. Well, what time is it? It's going on like 4. Yeah. Alright. So, the apparent dip in viewers, yeah, that times out about regular. Still got like another half hour to go. Y'all, if you've tuned in and you've been watching and you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe. For real. Better or worse, 3 times a week we're here. Every single time. Better or worse, 3 times a week we're here. If it's a really bad day, we may get a stream that's only like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. But no matter what, that schedule is set. You okay? Other than the fact that it's fucking cold as shit outside?
Actually, I'm not cold.
Okay.
I feel like it's about 70.
Well, that tells me how warm Deb has the trailer. If you're saying it feels like 70 when I know it's down in the fucking 30s, 40s out there, yeah, that tells me exactly how warm that trailer is right now. I hate resin, but I hate live streaming sober even more. Figure that one out.
Figure what one out?
The fact that I hate resin, but I hate live streaming sober even more.
Yeah.
To the point that I'm just fucking putting up with and dealing with the resin.
I know what I need to do. I was told to tell you.
Huh.
If you want to come out, you can.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't. I figured you'd probably stay on stream.
Well, yeah, we've got like a half an hour. Actually, a flat half hour left now.
Okay.
So I know that when that timer says 33, I can cut the stream and we'll be on time.
Right.
But yeah, like a half an hour left for the
So
stream.
what I was going to tell you was I need tobacco.
Okay.
And I need papers. And I need the hand roller.
Okay.
What that is what?
Um.
You said rubber too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Doubles had his breakfast.
You better have it for 5 o'clock. Or 4:30 anyway. And this is why I asked if you would make sure that they were fed this morning.
Right.
So I knew where I was at.
Alright.
But if you come out there and be prepared,
Uh-huh.
it might take you a bit to catch up.
Uh-huh.
Maybe, maybe not.
But
It's magnificent.
magnificent or maleficent?
Magnificent.
Okay. Okay.
Or in.
Okay.
Sultana.
Okay.
Yeah, down loose.
Right, so in other words, just pre-warned that there is a catch-up stage.
Yeah.
I forgot the roller.
Yeah, you did.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know what I mean? When you're trying to work with crap, you do so.
Right.
Yeah. That's where that's at. That's good.
I love you. Well, that was an unexpected surprise. I honestly figured she was just going to be kicking it in the trailer with Deb the whole time. I was not expecting that. Probably should have, though. Mama Canna makes an appearance almost every single stream. Almost. Alright, so... Well, we keep topping those likes up there every single stream, at least. I'm noticing that much, at least. Because our last highest that we had prior to Mondays was 11. Sorry, the last highest prior to Monday was like 9 likes. Mondays turned around and hit like 11. We hit 12 today. So, I don't know, we might hit 15 likes during the live stream come Friday. We'll see. But, yeah, we got what, 17 minutes till 420, at least out here. Always 420 somewhere, though. Hi, Ruth. I know, Teddy says hi. I figured he was probably getting ready for his stream. It's coming up here shortly. By like, I don't know, half an hour, somewhere in there. And or did he start early again today? Because he's been getting into the habit. Yeah, I figured as much. He's been getting into the habit of turning around and starting early. I mean, don't get me wrong, props, but man, so many early days. So many early days. Oh, shit. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. I would have ran through the last half hour talking to myself like normal. But I appreciate it. Because, yeah, I know he's for real. It's called Let's Get Real. We all know, especially with the fact of, like, the time frames that we're running out here in Missouri, we all know, like, the last half hour, 45 minutes of stream usually is really fucking slow. Like, even more slow than the start of the stream usually. And yeah, it is what it is. But for anyone showing up from Teddy's stream, I appreciate it. I really do. Because we're coming down on, like, the last, 20-ish minutes? Yeah, just about the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I tried to get a dab at the start of today's session. It didn't work. It's such a thin layer that I can't even strip it from the fact of the container anymore without possibly cracking the glass that it's in. So that part kind of, yeah. Other than that, we've been down to resin all day. And as I've said multiple times before, I can't stand resin, but I hate being on stream sober even worse than the taste of resin. We've got to find a game that works. We have to find a game that even in crap signal can be played on a live stream. I mean, come on, we're Canna Creator Games. We're missing the games. That's why I was going to rebrand like a month ago, but then the channel started taking off, and then rebranding just wasn't such a good idea. And then, well, here we are screaming we want a game. Even me, Canna himself, is screaming he wants a game. We've got to find a game that works. I mean, I don't know. I'm downloading Duel Links. I'm getting the update for Duel Links. It's like a 6,000 megabyte download for the update. It's taken 3 days to get like a third of the way through. But maybe, just maybe, come next week, we might actually have a game going on stream, even if it is just Yu-Gi-Oh! Because, like, for real, I'm tired of YouTube not letting me be able to turn around and show the games in their quality for what they are. I'm pretty sure that's why my last gaming video only got 24 views. Was because they broke the um I can't say that I do. I can't say that I've run into them. Though don't get me wrong, in the last like 3 or 4 days, I've ran into a few members of competition per se for the theory of Call of Duty on live streams. Yeah, see, I haven't ran into him yet. I ran into another one yesterday. Okay. I ran into one yesterday, and I won't say their name. Okay, I will not say their name. But it was probably the hardest 30 to 45 minutes that I've had to sit through. Because don't get me wrong, okay, I have some crap matches. There are some times where the matches that I get into, they go down the tube, okay? And it's like I can't even get out of spawn sometimes. But I'm not going to sit there and blame my teammates. I'm not going to sit there and turn around and say that it's everybody else's fault. You know, I love being the MVP on a round. Don't get me wrong. I love turning around and seeing myself on that fucking #1 on that platform. Okay? But it doesn't mean I'm going to trash everyone else that was involved in that win. I could have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 points sitting in first place. The guy behind me in second place could have like 3 kills. He's still going to get a like. He's still going to get that notice of, hey, you were up here on the platform. Here you go. Here you go. Y'all are still here. You know, better or worse. I mean, shit. I've lost matches and still liked the fact of the actual opposing team's MVP. Just because they smashed me that hard. Because I find enjoyment in the fact that not everyone is going to go. So he's actually playing the good Call of Duty where friendly fire is still existent. Oh man, I miss those days. I really do. Have one of my buddies in the living room fucking playing the game with us, and then turn around and have him do some dumb shit. You know he's gonna turn around and drop like 4 times before he can come back to the match. We're all taking -4 points, but we're good. Dude, that sounds like the old school back in the day, freaking sitting in the living room over the weekend type lobby. That's the experience that we want on the channel when we actually get into gaming. Because reality's sake is, like, those are the days that I miss. I miss the days of sitting with, like, 3 or 4 of my friends and having a tournament over the weekend. Or going online and turning around and hitting those online servers and just smashing the fact of the competition because we're all sitting there stoned, just locked in. Okay? But let's get real. Yeah. I'm not going to say who the competing member is. But man, it hurt to watch. I mean, let's get real. I think what hurt worse than watching him turn around and blame everybody else for his shortcomings in the match Like calling an attack dog on Call of Duty Mobile invincible. Attack dogs on mobile. A basic M4 does the job. He thinks they're invisible. Or not invisible, but invincible. That they can't be destroyed. So, yeah, there's that. But I think what hurt worse than any of that was the fact of sitting there knowing that he had moderators in the chat, okay? Knowing that his moderators were there in chat, watching his moderators pop into chat every 3 to 5 minutes, like good mods do. But for the most part, man, they didn't say anything other than like and subscribe for like a good half hour. Man, it took Canna egging them on to get them to actually engage with the audience. I understand your boss that is up there that has you as a moderator on your channel. I understand that he is locked in on the game at that moment. I'm sure that part of it was probably just a fucking bit of blaming everyone else. Because, don't get me wrong, dude's good. He's got skill. Okay? But when you got mods on your channel, they've got to engage with your audience. Not just a simple like. Not just a simple like and subscribe. And it may just be the fact that I rolled into a group of moderators like Teddy's, where reality's sake is they're going that extra level. They're going that step above. But if you're going to moderate for someone's channel, engage with the audience. Engage with the audience. It's not about typing like. It's not about typing like and subscribe. You are another voice of that channel. You may not be the one running the channel, but ultimately you are another voice to that channel when you're there in that chat. Act like it. Own it. Do what good moderators are supposed to do and engage the audience. Because 45 minutes of people asking questions and being blown off, that doesn't make for a good show. Yeah, you can watch the gameplay all day long, but being blown off for 45 minutes straight, no. There are higher standards to be met than that. And I think it's why I keep turning around and beating myself like a dead horse. Yeah, I know most mods get power tripped after a while. I've watched it happen. To some of the best mods that I've ever known, I've watched it happen. But the thing is, there's that difference between a mod that's on a power trip and that mod that you know is a cool guy. Okay? Like, straight up, I know if I was to turn around and pop into one of Teddy's streams, and I was to see that you yourself, cops, had turned around and hidden someone on the channel, or that you yourself had given them a 24-hour timeout on the channel, dude, I wouldn't even second guess it because I know they earned it. I know they earned it at that point. Because you're one of those mods that, to get you to that point, means that they had to do something pretty fucking vital to get there. Because you're right, I know, you've made the statement of you could care less. But I know one of these days someone will do or say something in that chat, and I'm going to see that notification that they were timed out or they were hidden by you. And all I'm going to be able to do is give an applause of clapping hands to that little robot that keeps talking in the background to stream. And it's just going to be applause for applause for applause, because I know that the day that happens, they earned it. Yeah, exactly. And the sad part is, you could sit there and try to argue it all day long. But come on, let's get real. Look at it for what it is. We know that you're probably the chillest mod that we have in the chat room. We also know that if you say that they gotta go, I don't think anyone's arguing that. Like, straight up. I don't like giving out 24-hour timeouts. Okay? I do not enjoy giving one-day timeouts. Hell, I don't enjoy giving timeouts at all. But there are just certain things like queso meme that, as much as I don't enjoy it, it's not a power trip. Just let's get that clear right off the bat. It's not a power trip. It's the fact that I know that I'm tired of hearing queso in chat. I know that Teddy's tired of hearing queso in chat. And I'm pretty sure every single mod in existence is tired of hearing queso in chat. Yeah, I know. Taken, but it's really it's complicated. There's good sides and bad sides to it. It was a contract that had evolved. Therefore, there's good days and bad days. But yeah, you could say that. But yeah, I know. Everybody is tired of queso in chat. And I feel like the most I can do without stepping on Teddy's toes is that 24-hour timeout. That's the most I can do. Because if you've noticed, I don't hide people very often. The only people I've actually hidden so far, to my knowledge, I've either been asked to hide them, or they were people that popped off that they were under, 18, 21, So, let's get real. I don't like hiding people. That's why I turned around and even made the notation earlier in stream today to, I want to say it was Jonah, or something to the equivalent of that, I don't want to hide him on the channel, but if he's young enough, he's got to go. We have a hard enough time getting viewers on an average daily basis anyway. I really don't like having to run viewers away. But man, that short bus. It's the fucking short bus. The short bus rolls in and, well... Hi, Taylor. Thank you for stopping in. Trust and believe. I know Teddy could ask anyone all day long to stop in, but I know that it's a free of will choice whether they do or don't, and I thank you for stopping in. I really do. Hi, CIA. Always watching, huh? Always watching. How did I know it? See, it's gotten to the point where if you don't pop in at least once per stream, then I kind of start to scratch my head. Because let's get real, you're quick in them shadows. You really are. It almost scares me at times. Oh shit, we missed 420. It's 421. We're late, folks. We're late. I feel like the rabbit. I feel like that rabbit that was late for the tea party. Yep. Stop trying to break my stream! Sorry, I'm sure that was probably a lot for some of you. That was like the fifth time today they've tried to break my stream. The last time it did that, I lost my chat. I don't want it to happen again. And they did it right after I took a hit, too. But speaking of Pyro, how is Pyro? Did they manage to pinpoint it? And yeah, I'm very intentionally keeping a lot of that information down, but did they actually manage to pinpoint it at least? Hi, it's your fave girl. On his way to Florida? Um, Specialist? Florida for vacation or specialist? Because if it's for a specialist, then yeah, shit, that says a lot. Me, I'm 30. Ha 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 ha. Oh, man. So, in other words, he's doing what he loves and he's doing it the right way. All right. I got you. I got you. I swear, I may have only met Pyro like a month ago, but if I didn't know any better, I swear, he lives his life basically one race at a time. Yeah, exactly, right? Anybody anybody into racing as much as that man is, yeah. Yeah. Because I'll state it right now, I've had a few times where I've had the chance to get into a few different vehicles that they didn't look like they were quick, but yeah, exactly, full of energy and lives life to the fullest. It's why whenever he turns around and ends up sick or ends up basically down for a little while, we all kind of start to sort of worry and congregate over here and say, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? Hey, are you okay? Dude, we're here, right? Okay. But yeah, he is such an awesome person. He really is. Honestly, I think he's the best co-host Teddy's ever had so far. And sorry to any other mods that have been on the channel, but I still think Pyro is the number one co-host that has been on the channel so far. Fight me in the comments about it. We used to say the same fucking thing about my little brother. We really used to say the same fucking thing about my little brother. Everyone that thought that it was so easy to fucking turn around and deal with Tony and so easy to turn around and keep him happy and night. Yeah, spend a weekend with him. You'll be begging us if we tell him to cut the filters and just unfiltered, unbridled. It won't take more than 3 hours. We'll have a phone call for them to come, for us to come get him, because they can't do it. But yeah, anybody in the comments down below, if you want to fight me on the fact that Pyro is the number one co-host of the King's Court, go ahead. I'll gladly battle you there. It's alright. I almost made it an entire thinking of the pigeons. But now he's in here, so of course the pigeons came with him. Just walk right into the front doors of the fucking motel that is my brain. Him and his flock of pigeons. Can't fucking wait for the episodes. YouTube's testing patience today. They really just tried to break my stream again. But yeah, every time that he talks about those pigeons, it's the sunshine in his eyes, that bright glimmer that comes in. And I swear it's why we're all for it. I don't doubt it. There's so much that goes into it. So much. More than even I know about. And that's saying something. Okay. Here's the thing. When it comes to moderators on the channel, alright? Don't get me wrong. We will be increasing the number of moderators on the channel at some point in time. But for now, if only because of YouTube and its fuckery with my views, I have to leave more gray names than blue. Trust and believe. There's a few people that I want to add to the list, but I want to give the fact of like another month or so before I turn around and put a second batch of mods into the group. Because, sorry guys, I need the watch time. And I've learned the hard way. If the moderators are marked, okay, I know that I had moderators in chat earlier. But when I did, they don't show up on my viewer numbers. And I don't know if it's just because of the way that YouTube is presenting the data to me, or if it's because that's actually how it works. But whenever I have someone that's been marked as a moderator show up in the channel, they'll show up as a viewer for like 30 seconds, and then it'll drop back down to the previous number. So until I get that figured out, I'm not sure I want to make too many people on the channel moderators just yet. But trust and believe, there's quite a few of you that are on your way there. But also understand, for those that are moderators on Teddy's channel, okay, we were originally the break room. Do you really want to be working while you're in the break room? That's the ultimate question. Because if you want to work in the break room, that's fine. I won't stop you. But I just want to throw that out there for a minute. Because I think we got like, yeah, exactly. That was my theory. I mean, don't get me wrong. Moments like M&G, you know, M&G reality sake is, yeah, he asked to become a mod. If I remember correctly, I was really fucking stoned that day, but there were like 3 or 4 people in chat that I knew that were moderators on Teddy's channel that I immediately trusted. They were always fucking there from the start of the fucking live streams and shit, you know. So yeah, there's like 2 or 3 carryovers for moderators. On a couple of videos. Yeah, see, I've been running into that lately. Okay, not to that same degree, but I've been running into that. I did some research on that. Apparently, okay, and mind you, don't take anything I say as gospel. Always do your own research. But from what I've been able to understand, from what I have found out, okay, if you have somebody who's tuning into your channel from multiple devices, like I know somebody out there does, there is a possibility that they will take those views and they will count them as what's considered low. I want to say they called it low. It was a low something view. It was either like low engagement or low priority or some shit like that. But basically, more or less, they have the option to take away those views. And in a lot of ways, they do it so that way we don't get wrapped up in the fact of the, like, literal YouTube jail, per se, where we've broken some kind of rule and we don't know about it, or we've done something and we don't know, but it's not something that we ourselves apparently did. It was something that one of our viewers did. You know, like watching the same video over and over and over and over and doing it on repeat. you can get away with that probably for like the first 2 or 3 times that you do it. But then after that, those views are going to start getting put into question. So, yeah, I mean, it's a fucked system, don't get me wrong. But from what I've read up on it, it's done to protect the creator themselves. I mean, we can always get those views back. That's the thing. We can always get those views back. It just might make it harder to get it out there for a little bit. I still wait for the day that one of the videos that's in the back catalog on the channel, whether it be a day from now, a week from now, a month from now, that they turn around and they end up having one of the videos in the backlog turn around and just randomly fucking skyrocket for some reason. I wait for that day. Yeah, I know. I know they check the IP address. Trust and believe. I know that. But the thing is, it's something else with their system. It's not a human doing it. That's the thing. It's not a human removing the views. It's a AI system that they have put into place as a safeguard to it that is making the decision to remove them. Like in the last week, I think I've lost like 30 views on like three channels combined. Or not 3 channels, but on 3 fucking videos combined. I think I've lost like 30 views altogether cumulatively between those 3 videos. And that's just on like the last 3 uploads. So I don't know what's going on with it. There might be more bots in the system. There may be more this, that, or the other. There's a lot of shit that could cause us to lose our views. But I just try not to worry about it, in all honesty. I try to simply kick back, relax, and let it take its course. I mean, if they're going to take like 14, 20 views off a video, then fine. It takes me like another week or 2 to get those views back. It happens. Yes, I know. Anybody that's wondering, okay, that is one of multiple different reasons why we are not currently running music on the channel. Okay? Because Pixabay, they have Content ID registered music. You can download the songs and you can download the actual quote-unquote Pixabay license for the usage of that music, but you still have to send in the licenses yourself to YouTube. So if you have a video like I had last week where you've got like 20, roundabout 20-ish Content IDs that have hit, even though you have the rights to use that music and you have the individual fucking licenses for that music, it is still a pain in the ass to send in that paperwork. Yeah, Pixabay.com, their licenses are really good. I have not had an issue once with any of their licenses that they have provided on their music. I have had a few times where I've had a Content ID strike due to what was becoming the theme song of our channel per se for the opener. And it's a third-party issue all the way across the board that they claim that they own the music, but reality's sake is it was made by said person and done for said company. Down the list, I can send in the license all day long for our theme song for the show, and it'd be just fine. But it's because of the fact that, once again, like my email, Pixabay is ran through Germany. Okay? Germans are really, 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 really anal about the fact of being able to properly use certain things. They're also really anal about the fact of private security and personal security. It's why I use Tutanota, because it's a email service that is driven out of a German server, for which the encryption on that has gone so far from where it first began that even the ones that made the encryption cannot decrypt their own server. Okay? Okay. For the techies out there, you know the internal joy that that brings, that even the guy that created the code can't crack it. But yeah, that's one of the reasons we're not running music on the channel right now, is I'm still on a backlog of licenses that I have to send in to get copyright IDs cleared. Hi Marshmallow, how's it going? Wow, we ran over time and I didn't even realize it. Well, I've still got 4 people. Okay, it just tried to crash the stream again. But yeah, I know. There are so many different forms of licensing. So much fucking paperwork to turn around and learn. It's why we're slowing down with it a little bit, because honestly, nobody tells you how much you have to learn to become a YouTuber. I mean, yeah, it's simple to sit in front of the camera and talk to people, but the paperwork involved in the back end of it, that's what they don't tell you about. That's what they never bring up. That's what they never like to put the spotlight on, is all of the paperwork in the background. You know, let's get real. I've gotten to the point where I'm holding a notebook at this point, simply so that way I can have a categorical log of what I've already gone through, just so I don't turn around and end up thinking I have to do it again. Because we've got like 40 plus songs that need to get their licenses cleared. And the problem is I can only download so many of them at a time, which means to get like certain portions of these copyright IDs cleared, it's going to take even longer, because I'm going to have to turn around and wait until the next batch of songs that I'm able to turn around and download from Pixabay to get the licenses to use them, and then transfer them. Yeah, I know. I turned around and I got YouTube Create. Okay, but the thing is, even YouTube Create, it's not a guarantee. Right? About 4 to 6 months. Yep. But yeah, the editing alone is time consuming. I mean, don't get me wrong, I saved myself a lot of time ultimately by using certain programs the way that I do. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to deny it. There's a few times that my descriptions have been ran by the fact of ChatGPT just to see if it draws in more viewers than what I'm already writing myself. There's the fact that I went back to Mobizen for the screen record, because apparently Livestream, at least where we're at right now, does not like the fact of me running games. So I figured screen record them. Yeah, exactly. The general scripts, yeah, but in the same breath, in the same process, you can take some time and actually sit down. It only takes like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Hold on, guys. My dog is being a goof. He's outside yowling and howling when the dog door is open, and he really doesn't have an excuse other than just being a pity. So I'm going to go deal with the pity boy for a minute and try to reassure him that everything's all right, and I'll be right back. Puppy, why are you howling? Come inside. Little, if you're that cold, come on, man. Come inside. Stubborn boy. Come on. Alright, fine. Fine, continue to sit in the chair and look at me like I'm stupid. I don't know why I'm arguing with a pit bull. I should know better by now. But yeah, if you sit down and you spend like even an hour and a half with ChatGPT, and you actually take the time to learn how to do the memory upgrades with it, it's a great tool. It really is. I mean, I still end up editing the scripts after the fact because there are certain things that I do feel need to be changed that I'm just not going to get by randomly Rochambeauing the system with it. But yeah, Mobizen in their screen recorder, the ability to have the face cam activated, being able to turn around and do my own watermarks on it. The fact that reality's sake is we're technically recording the last video that we did that's on the channel, that's an actual video. It was done in 720. We're technically recording in 1080p at this point. So when the next video gets put up and uploaded, know that it was recorded in 1080p. But I can't guarantee that YouTube is not going to shatter that video when it gets uploaded. About Horror Story. Yeah. I mean, I've learned. Fuck. I say I've learned. I've only been on YouTube for a month at this point. But yeah, I've learned more or less that when you put a video out there, give it about a week. Give it about that first 7 days. Yeah, when you're running like 3 or 4 channels, the editing alone is heartbreaking. I mean, let's get real. You've got a minimum of 3 hours or more editing every single day for each and every single one. That time's going to stack up. I mean, there's a reason why we say, you know, we schedule our live streams that, in general, we're usually running basically about 6 hours a week on live. But the amount of time we spend behind the camera, still working on the channel, just not on screen, it's amazing. Hey, King. See, I've thought about it. Dude, if you found a way that works for you, then great. Run with it. If you found the way that works for you, run with it. Because trust and believe, I'm still learning. I'm still progressing. I'm still growing. You know, I haven't exactly found that perfect rhythm yet. I mean, fuck, we're only the first 30 days in. There's not going to be a perfect rhythm. No such thing. But we're getting close. I'm getting close enough that I can feel it. And that's the thing. I can feel it. We're right there on the verge of it. Exactly. But I know that we're right there. Just right there. I can touch it. I've seen the quality of the videos when they were recorded. I know the quality of the video that was recorded. I can touch it. It just has to upload that way. And that is where I'm having a problem with YouTube, is the upload. It broke the video. And I don't like it. It needs... I'm not sure how to fix it. I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, before we put too much time and effort into making like 5-round 10-round long videos that I might just turn around and re-upload that first one on a good weather day and see if that fixes it. Because if I can't get the videos out clear, then I've got a problem at that point. Oh, dude, that's the beauty of Call of Duty. You don't have to copy no one. We all turn around and hit our internal gamer mechanic of we've all got that gamer that comes out. And that in itself is what makes it so beautiful, is every single gamer is their own individual personality for their game. See, I know what my biggest issue is right now. I know what my channel's biggest problem is right now. I don't even question it. I am completely 100% certain of where the problem with the channel really lays right now. And it's simple. I can't get my videos out without them actually going pixelated. I can record them without pixelation, but I cannot upload them without pixelation. That's what's breaking it right now. Because I guarantee you, if I could get those videos out and I could get them out clear as a bell, it wouldn't take but 3 weeks. 3 weeks at the most, and the channel would explode. It's almost basically more or less the same principle that every other channel that has done gaming videos has gone through, is as long as they can get their videos out, it'll take 3 weeks to a month, and their channel will start turning around and flying up that mountain. Massive 1, 2, 3, huh? A massive one, huh? Got me feeling so special over here having to toke on resin. But we're toking for you. Sorry, Steven, I know I stole it. I'll apologize for it again later. But it's true. But yeah, if we could ever just get the videos out clear, it'd save itself in no time. No time at all. And let's get real. A lot of my competition, okay? Because I've been on gaming channels a long fucking time. A long time. Under different YouTubes, different accounts, different time frames, different years. There's one thing I always notice, and it's always a given usually. Their mods aren't interactive. And they get into that flow state that we all love so much, where we're tuned in, we're zoned in, and we're zeroed in. Headshots for days, baby. But now we're missing the fact of the chat that's going. And that's why we have moderators, is to keep the chat engaged. And yet it's like a constant thing through so many different gaming channels that the mods don't engage with their audience. At least I know that the mods that I have on my channel, when they come in and when they come on, that they're engaging with the audience. It's what makes a moderator a moderator. It's what makes the earning of the wrench the earning of the wrench. It's why, though cops, you may be amazed that you turned around and got turned into a mod, man. We all saw it coming a fucking mile away that you were going to turn into a mod, because you engage with the audience. Yeah, exactly. It's what makes the chat come back. Because, you don't have to go very far back in my live streams, okay? We got like 3 weeks, 3 weeks worth of videos right now on live streams down the fucking lit. 3 weeks worth of time. You can tell when the room emptied up. It doesn't matter what live stream it is, you can tell when that room got empty. And it's not the physical room that I'm in being empty, it's the chat, the viewers, the engagement. You can tell when it zeroes out and it empties out. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, don't get me wrong. Even old boy that I'm flipping shit on right now, okay? He's still damn good at what he does. He's a damn good player. He's really fucking good. But when you zero in and you zone in and you just start ignoring all the statements that are coming through, not like you're just picking one or two every so often, but you're ignoring everything for 10, 15 minutes at a time. I hope I never get to that point. I really do. But yeah, I mean, hundreds or thousands of people in the chat, yeah. Yeah, it gets hard to keep up with. But even if it's hard to keep up with, you can still pop off a few every here and now and then. I mean, shit, I can be in the middle of a game, look down, see that statement, still be in game, and probably end up taking fucking L on the fact of at least one of my lives. But at least I was engaging with the audience. At least I was letting them know that I'm actually paying attention to them. At least I wasn't acting like it was pre-recorded. Because that's the thing, man. A lot of these game streams, I wonder, are they actually just... I'm not going to deny it. Fucking fun with a couple of mods that Canna felt like needed a shove. Okay? Canna even told them to prove themselves that they were real by timing me out. Because, man, I was egging them for like a half an hour to get them to say anything other than just the 1 or 3 words that they were saying. Like, straight up. But I hope we never get to that point. Because I'll state it right now, that's not where I want the channel to go. The thing that makes the channel the way it is and the thing that makes it work the way it is the fact of the engagement with the viewers. That's any given channel. You know, if you're posting videos, then yeah, you can do that really easily in the comment section. If you're posting live streams, the engagement, they're there. But yeah, go figure, we're over time again on another live stream that I wasn't even sure we were going to finish. I mean, I'm being honest. I know that I say 2:30 to 4:30. There's a few times I thought about starting early. There's a few times I thought about skipping it. And there's a few times that reality's sake is, even though I know that it says 4:30, I'm just not ready to hop off. For real. Because it's the next fucking statement of a serious notation that drives up that conversation and just, it keeps it going. And I think that's what annoys me with it sometimes. How can you be a moderator and not engage with your audience? How can you be a moderator and type the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again? How can it take 45 minutes of trolling? And I'm not talking baby two-step troll, okay? We're talking legitimate, honest, rational, player v player PvP trolling, okay? 45 minutes of it just to get them to respond with something other than like and subscribe. Man. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. The larger the channel, the larger the chat, the harder it is to keep up. But I'll state it right now. I can have a chat, and I can have 100 people in that chat. I'm keeping up with my audience. I may get too stoned to read their shit straight. I may be too stoned to actually really pay attention to chat sometimes and end up on a tangent. But at least I pay attention to my viewers. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's exactly what it is. It's the social dynamics, because without them, there is no show. I mean, come on. You you were here last live stream. Dude, I can't number the times I thanked you last live stream. During that last, like, half an hour, hour or so of the live. Because you've got a special talent. And I don't even think you know what your talent is. But as a viewer, as a moderator, you have a talent.
Do that and tell me how warm it is outside or in the trailer.
I don't even have to drink it. That's warm enough as it stands.
Okay, it wasn't buckled in on itself.
Yeah, it buckled in when it came outside because it got cold. But yeah, that's where I was at. He's in the back. He's up. He finally woke up. No, I know. I firmly foresee the fact that he'll turn around and stay hunkered down with the fact of the temps. Well, we're at 5 o'clock. We're at 5 o'clock. The room's going to end up emptying out. I'll probably end up with almost to no viewers. Between 5 and 6, if I remember the fact of my analytics chart correctly. Yeah. Well, I think we're just going to call it. We've had one broken stream today. Because it crashed the chat again. We've managed to run the last 2 hours and 5 minutes so far. With, granted, occasional but minimal signal drop. To the point that it's only tried to ruin the stream like 4 times. It's past that 2-hour mark.
Right?
So,
Are you still shooting?
yeah, technically it's still going, but I'm rationalizing in my mind at this point as to what do I really want to do.
Right.
How do I really want to do this? Because I know that most of the viewers, on average, they dip out at like 5, 6 o'clock anyway. That's even without Teddy being on.
Right.
So, yeah, I think we're just going to call the stream for the day, guys. I think that's what we're going to do. Because if I don't, we're just going to continue to sit for like the next hour to 2 hours before anyone even actually really shows. We might have to readjust our schedules. I may have to take down the shorts that have the old schedules and or anything relating to a schedule, because we may just have to move timelines around a little bit dependently. But right now I know we're in that mid-range to dark purple of pretty much more or less nobody, if I remember my chart. Yeah, it's Mama Canna coughing.
Alright. I love you.
Alright, I'll catch up here shortly. Mama Canna gonna get herself sick. She went from 70-degree trailer, came out in cold as shit weather, came in, made something to eat, and took off again back into cold as shit weather to go into the warm without a jacket on. But hey. Yeah, I think we're going to call the stream, guys. I think we're going to call it a night. We're going to see if we can't turn around and possibly figure out what's going on with the uploads and see if we can't fix that. I don't know. Stay tuned, stay posted. Always got something going on, always got something in the works. Yeah. See you next time, cops. Yeah. We're over schedule anyway. We did good. We'll see y'all Friday. I'll stop back in over at Teddy's chat here soon. I've got to turn around and deal with some other shit within studio down the list, but if I don't stop in tonight, I'll stop in tomorrow for sure. But see you guys. We'll catch you on Friday. Yes, stop recording.